Again, the UN did not lead to the promised land in this case, let alone the Holy Land, but it did prevent full-blown hell on earth. Oftentimes, the strong still do as they will, and the weak suffer as they must. However, the UN did assuage the law of the jungle. While the Cold War pitted the two most powerful nations against each other, the US and the USSR, along with their allies and proxies, the UN did have some limited success. The first major conflict after World War II was the Korean War, in which the North Koreans invaded the South Koreans, prompting a UN coalition of various countries to push back the North. Most of the troops were American, followed by British, Canadian, and Turkish forces alongside their South Korean allies. Through a brutal conflict that pushed the North Koreans out and pushed even further north, leading to a close border dispute with China. Eventually, the Chinese communists pushed through, and the conflict ended at the current parallel. To this day, North and South Korea have not had a real peace treaty, just a ceasefire. This was one of those conflicts in which imperialism was halted, but the core premise of the conflict had not been resolved, which is still recurring to this day and will continue with other conflicts. Another high-profile incident was the 1947 resolution to partition Palestine, along with the creation of Israel, which resulted in the first major Arab-Israeli war, in which Israel survived and the Palestinian state did not come to fruition. The conflict still exists to this day. Again, the UN did not lead to the promised land in this case, let alone the Holy Land, but it did prevent full-blown hell on earth. It did prevent Armageddon.